Okay, so when I was like 5, my best friend, her dad and mom, and my dad and brother and I, went to a monster truck show. On the way back, my best friend asked her mom for her phone to watch YouTube. Me being the little horny 5-year-old I was, I told my friend to search up 2 boys kissing. Once we watched the video we wanted to watch more, so we did. Then out of nowhere the phone turned off and there was a password. We didn't know what the password was, so we had to ask her mom. Her mom said give me the phone and I'll put it in. We were scared as fuck because we knew if she put the password in, she would see the video of the guys kissing. Me being the little shit I was, I turned away and said I'm going to sleep, which I wasn't going to. So eventually my best friend gave her mom the phone and she put in the password and saw what we were watching. When she saw that, she turned to my dad and went, "Oh my god, look what they are watching," surprised face with open mouth. After the car ride, my dad asked me who was watching the videos and I blamed the whole thing on my friend and she got in trouble and I didn't. Okay, so when I was like 5, my best friend, her dad and mom, and my dad and brother and I, went to a monster truck show. On the way back, my best friend asked her mom for her phone to watch YouTube. Me being the little horny 5-year-old I was, I told my friend to search up 2 boys kissing. Once we watched the video we wanted to watch more, so we did. Then out of nowhere the phone turned off and there was a password. We didn't know what the password was, so we had to ask her mom. Her mom said give me the phone and I'll put it in. We were scared as fuck because we knew if she put the password in, she would see the video of the guys kissing. Me being the little shit I was, I turned away and said I'm going to sleep, which I wasn't going to. So eventually my best friend gave her mom the phone and she put in the password and saw what we were watching. When she saw that, she turned to my dad and went, "Oh my god, look what they are watching," surprised face with open mouth. After the car ride, my dad asked me who was watching the videos and I blamed the whole thing on my friend and she got in trouble and I didn't. Okay, this is pretty fucked up, but I couldn't make this shit up. When I was in 7th grade I was in gifted and talented math. I had this wacky teacher who I had for 2 years prior and I never learned one thing in that class. I got pretty good at making her go off on tangents about random things, so one day during class I asked her to show us pictures of her dog because I didn't want to learn about the Pythagorean theorem. She goes on to her Google Photos to find pictures of her dog, but she couldn't find any, so she logged into her personal account. She scrolls through her photos and finally finds pictures of her dog, and we are just flipping through pictures of her dog on the projector board when suddenly this big fat gargantuous scraggly ass pussy flashes on the board. I swear to god that thing looked like the crust patty from SpongeBob. The hairs peeked out of it in such a disturbing manner. That shit is fried into my brain. We all sat there in pure shock for a few seconds and she slammed the laptop shut and told us to not tell anyone about it. Of course, because we were all loudmouth 7th graders. Administrators found out about it pretty quickly. She got fired obviously, and a detective had to ask me questions about it because apparently she was threatening to shoot students in her other class. Then not even a year later she died from a heart attack. So basically I think I caused my middle school math teacher to have a heart attack. R.I.P. Ms. Roberts. One time when I was like 7 I had a friend who low-key abused me, happy cat face. And one day while I was at her house she said that she wanted to pretend to do the naughty and threatened telling my parents that I knew what sex was, and me being a dumb bitch thought I would get grounded if my parents knew I knew about sex. Anyway, she made me hump her for like 10 minutes and I am kinda traumatized from it. Party face with a party horn, hat, and confetti. XOXO anonymous kiss mark. 7 years, 7 years, 7 years, WTF 7 years old, OMGGGGGGGGG. So one time I was playing truth or dare with my classmates, and my boyfriend dared his best mate and his girlfriend to kiss, so they did it. Then it was my boyfriend's turn, so he picked dare. And of course they dared him to kiss me even though we had only been together for 2 days. So I said no and my boyfriend said it's okay. Then his mate started saying come on, come on. So in the end I did it from anon. So basically I liked this boy, he asked me out, and when we was on the bus he gave me his hoodie. I had it for a while and then I started my period and the next thing I know blood is on the bottom part of the hoodie. I freaked out. I tried alcohol but it wouldn't come out, so I didn't give it to him, and a few days go by and his friend tells me that he wants to break up, and I wanted to break up also but didn't because shy things, so he asked for his hoodie back and I gave it to him and he was finna put it on when he said, "Ooh, was this poop?" I said no, said I spilled grape juice on it. I was so embarrassed, but we are kind of friends now and I think he forgot about it.
One time in 2nd grade there was this boy with cerebral palsy, and he liked me, and honestly he was really sweet and he said he wanted to marry me someday, but after pajama day I had to move and I never saw him again. Standing woman with medium light skin tone.
One time, this is now like 1 month ago, I went to a party and told my parents that I slept at a friend's house. Of course they believed me. Me and 2 friends I brought with me went to the party. When we were at the party we drank and smoked a lot of weed. I was stoned and drunk as fuck. Then someone said, "Your parents are downstairs." So I went downstairs to look and they were there. They had my location without me knowing. We drove to the police station and I took a drug test that I obviously failed. Then the police went to the party. So everyone there had to go home. I'm 13 by the way lol, and I regret nothing because Hi, so I got this new principal in the 4th grade. We'll call her Mrs. Wilson. Anyway, she was married and had 3 kids and told the whole school she had cancer. People believed it because her hair was cut and crap, and also we were in 4th grade, so why wouldn't we? Everyone felt super bad, but me and my friend group were kinda sus because she never left for cancer treatments or anything. Also, she seemed so energetic and we were like, what the heck? Anyway, she set up a GoFundMe page and asked if anyone could spare money to help with her treatments. Keep in mind our school was poor, like not rich whatsoever. Anyway, she got over $65,000 and I found out last month that she didn't actually have cancer and literally just faked all of it. She stole all that money from the poor kids at my school and now is facing 20 years in prison. Anonymous confession. One time in 4th grade I was at my cousin's mom's dad's funeral and I didn't know that dead dude, so I wasn't sad and neither were my cousins. IDK they weren't, but anyways we were in the church place whatever and the ceremony was happening. IDK what it's called, but they were singing and I didn't know the words cause it was church song and I'm an atheist, so I started saying watermelon over and over again because my teacher told us that if we just said watermelon it looked like we knew the words. I'm pretty sure we were just supposed to lip sync it, but me being the dumbass I said it out loud, and when they stopped singing I was still screaming watermelon and everyone looked at me and then I started laughing. Anyways, I don't go to funerals anymore. Chilly. Anyways. Last week I went to the beach late at night for a walk and then I was walking past the ice cream place and I saw a cute guy inside, so I decided I was gonna get ice cream as an excuse to talk to him, but it said closed and I went inside anyways and asked if I could just get ice cream quickly and he said yeah of course, so then we were just flirting and then things turned sexual and it was hot as fuck, so he pulled me on the other side of the counter and we made out and then we started fucking. And as we were, this girl comes in and says, I'm back babe, did you lock the back door? And then I figured it was his girlfriend and of course I didn't know he had a girlfriend. I'm not a home wrecker, so he told me to go into the back closet while I was half naked, so I ran and then 5 minutes passed by, so I decided to peek to see if I could leave and he was literally fucking her on the counter. I've never been so confused in my life. I'm never going back.
One time I was like in 4th grade and my teacher told me that if I did not do what he wanted he will get me in trouble. He made me do dirty things to him. So he make me stay after school and I gave him hand jobs and blow jobs. So he did stuff to me and told me everything is going to be okay if I don't tell anyone about this, but then one of the teachers came in to check to see if I didn't run away, but he just found us fucking in the bathroom stall. He got fired. Long story short, I lost my virginity to my 4th grade.
One time I was in my mom's room looking for my favorite game, Queens in the Corners. And let me just say my mom is divorced and has been divorced for my whole life. And while I was going through her drawers I found a silly looking black thing. It was rubber and had buttons and these bunny ears things. I didn't know what it was at the time, but I pressed a button and it started shaking, like violently shaking. I was very afraid. But then I heard my mom pull up in the driveway and I freaked out, so I ran into the bathroom with it still violently shaking in my hand, and threw it out the window, but it landed in my neighbor's yard. These neighbors had just moved in like a week ago, and the next day they knocked in my door while my mom was at work and asked if it was ours. And I told them sometimes college kids throw things in people's backyards. This happened in 2016. I was probably like 11 or 12. We were visiting my extended family in northern Michigan and we decided to go camping. I'll just get right into it. The last night at the campsite was very strange. Like the whole night I heard footsteps and shit being moved around, but I assumed it was my family packing up for the morning, so I ignored and went back to sleep. I don't exactly recall what time it happened. I woke up somewhere in the middle of the woods, still in my sleeping bag. I started to panic and cry. I screamed for my mom and I literally pissed myself at this point. I heard my aunt calling for me and she was probably like 100 yards away. We called the police, but they didn't really do shit about it, and my parents didn't want to stay in Michigan longer for the case. To this day I don't know how I ended up in the middle of the woods and I'll never go camping again.